Go to audio. Mute us. It's a beautiful fall afternoon here in Mount Pleasant. It's the Cleary University Cougars and the Central Michigan Chippewas. Hello, everyone, and welcome inside Martin Ice Arena. Once again, I'm Devin Serra, joined alongside my broadcast partner, Parker Morrison, for this ACHA matchup and the first between these clubs. Cleary University, Parker, playing in their third career game as a club, and Central Michigan comes in as the home team in this one. What can we kind of expect from this offense?
The offense for Cleary is going to need to step up big here, and with Central Michigan being down 3 forwards, they're going to need to take advantage of that, especially being down 0-2 on the season. Having 3 forwards out, especially Isaac Gibbs for the Central Michigan Chippewas here, is going to be key for them to win. Central
Michigan has been firing on all cylinders in their first 3 starts of the season, going 22-3, outscoring their opponents in all those matchups over Ferris State and Lake Superior State. They now take on Cleary this week, and really, if you're talking about players to watch for this one, Parker, we've got a lot.
We really do. So we're going to have to be watching Nathan Bottles the transfer from Arcadia University, and he's been making some waves the past couple games for the Chippewas. He scored 3 in just the past 3 games, and as you said, they're 3-0 on the season now for the 10th year anniversary. We would be watching Isaac Gibbs, but unfortunately he will not be playing this game. So as I said, it's going to be one of the key points for helping Cleary win this matchup. But going to the rest of the league, Devin, what do we got going on this week?
Besides Central Michigan and Cleary tonight, we do have more MCHC action. Oakland University is taking on Saginaw Valley State from Troy Sports Center at 8:15 Eastern Time. Oakland had a tough outing last week against Miami, Ohio, losing 6-5 in overtime. And for a team like Oakland that struggled mightily last year, 6th in the MCHC East to finish the year, playing tight with a team like Miami that's expected to go to the national tournament, an impressive feat for them. They'll take on the Cardinals, 8:15, as we mentioned, from Troy Sports Center. SVSU missed the national tournament by 1 spot last season. They came in ranked 17th in the nation from the previous campaign, so we'll have to keep track of that matchup for you, and we'll have it all right here on CCHN. Tomorrow, CMU versus Cleary will be in action from the 140 Ice Den in Howell, Michigan. That game will not be broadcasted from our CCHN studio. We apologize for the inconvenience. You can follow that game on Twitter and Facebook, as well as our Instagram stories page for all live scoring updates. And for this game tonight, we'd like to make the acknowledgement. We apologize for the lack of video feed for this matchup. We had some technical difficulties with the stream ahead of the broadcast today, so we will not be producing in video stream. You can keep up with the score updates live here on CCHN during our radio broadcast, myself and Parker Morrison, and you can follow our Twitter and Instagram for all scoring updates throughout this one. So with that one out of the way, let's take a closer look at our 2 teams here today. The Chippewas come in tonight 3-0, as we mentioned, on the season, really firing on all cylinders. Head coach Tyler Cataline has talked about trying to solidify his top 4 lines, and they were firing on all cylinders. 7 different Chippewas scored in that Lake Superior State series. An impressive feat for them to look to continue that hot streak here tonight. Cleary University comes in 0-2 on the season. Their first year as a program in the ACHA at the Division III level. They took on Calvin University last week, losing 9-0 in their first contest as a club. A tough outing for a brand new program, and 6-1 the next night. So for Cleary University, they got a lot to overcome in this one if they want to be contention with the Chippewas. Although we have some notable stories here tonight for the scratches category, Parker. 3 notable forwards out for this one. Isaac Gibbs, the star fresh sophomore from Novi, Michigan, the leader in goals, points, and assists out of this game for personal reasons. Keegan Moore and Ben Rychuk, the notable third-line forwards, will be out of this. So 2/3 of that line with Julian Johnson will be out for this one. Head coach Todd Connelly elected to go with 3 lines today, an extra skater. And you have more with that, Parker. A tough outing there for that one. I mean, I threw it to you for there. The scratches are an important story because without Isaac Gibbs on that top line, he's leaving there with Keelan Baker, Nathan Bottles, and Jay Nadu to step up in the scoring category. Looking at our players to watch, we don't have scratches for Cleary University just yet. CMU, Andrew Soraki, the star freshman from Northville, Michigan, scored his first collegiate goal against Lake Superior State in game number 1. He'll be a player to watch. On the offense, Keegan Moore was on the player to watch, although scratched from this contest here tonight. You have our players to watch for Cleary.
I do. TJ Ramsey, he played really well in the first period against Calvin, out-saving them 11-2, but he struggled heavily in the second. So we're going to have to see what kind of endurance he brings to the goal today. Number 12, Wayne Tyman. He is the only player to score a goal against the Calvin Knights in their previous game. So in reality, that's going to make him the Cleary all-time leader in goals and points for their D3 hockey history.
That is a very interesting stat for obvious reasons.
Absolutely.
Other than it is obvious. I think you could give that guy a fun fact 10 years from now when we're looking at Cleary's Hockey Club. Who was the first player to score a goal? Oh, yeah, it was none other than Wayne Tyman for the Cougars. And
against
you know what? Maybe we'll be here 10 years from now. Maybe we won't. We'll see what happens with that
in
one.
In reality,
now,
that's going to make him
to the game,
Cleary
Parker,
all-time leader in goals and points.
It
absolutely is. So starting off, the Chippewas cannot underestimate this brand new Cleary team. So from the beginning face-off, they're going to have to keep continuing to pressure the net on fast breaks, not giving up those easy points. Underestimating an easy team is something a lot of teams do, especially coming in 3-0. So they're just going to have to keep up with that. Capitalize on mistakes from the young team are going to be a necessity. In reality, that's going to make him that with Calvin all-time leader in goals and momentum. It absolutely is. So starting off, the Chippewas cannot underestimate this brand new Cleary team. So from the beginning, and the most notable, making stops in that fast break, support the goalkeeper with their offensive plays, underestimating as powerful an easy of our main forwards of tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that. Capitalize on mistakes from the young team. Stay tuned for reality. That's going to make sure that with Calvin, we cover that.
It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Arena right after the break. Starting off the Chippewas, Central Michigan Chippewas on CCH.
So the beginning, and the most notable, making stops in that fast break, support the goalkeeper with their offensive plays, underestimating as powerful an easy of our main forwards of tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that. Capitalize on mistakes from the young team. Stay tuned for reality. That's going to make sure that with Calvin, we cover that.
It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Arena right after the break. Starting off the Chippewas, Central Michigan CCH.
So the beginning, and the most notable, making stops in that fast break, support the goalkeeper with their offensive plays, underestimating as powerful an easy of our main forwards of tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that. Capitalize on mistakes from the young team. Stay tuned for reality. That's going to make sure that with Calvin, we cover that.
It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Arena right after the break. Starting off the Chippewas, Central Michigan CCH.
So the beginning, and the most notable, making stops in that fast break, support the goalkeeper with their offensive plays, underestimating as powerful an easy of our main forwards of tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that. Capitalize on mistakes from the young team. Stay tuned for reality. That's going to make sure that with Calvin, we cover that.
It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Arena right after the break. Starting off the Chippewas, Central Michigan CCH.
So the beginning, and the most notable, making stops in that fast break, support the goalkeeper with their offensive plays, underestimating as powerful an easy of our main forwards of tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that. Capitalize on mistakes from the young team. Stay tuned for reality. That's going to make sure that with Calvin, we cover that.
It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Arena right after the break. Starting off the Chippewas, Central Michigan CCH.
So the beginning, and the most notable, making stops in that fast break, support the goalkeeper with their offensive plays, underestimating as powerful as easy of our main forwards out tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for the Sports Last Weekend show. We cover that. It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Ice Arena. Right after Central Michigan
beginning and the most notable, making stops in that support the goalkeeper defensive play, underestimating as powerful as easy of our main forwards out tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for the Sports Last Weekend show. We cover that. It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Ice Arena. Right after Central Michigan
beginning and the most notable, making stops in that support the goalkeeper defensive play, underestimating as powerful as easy of our main forwards out tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for the Sports Last Weekend show. We cover that. It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Ice Arena. Right after Central Michigan
beginning and the most notable, making stops in that support the goalkeeper defensive play, underestimating as powerful as easy of our main forwards out tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for the Sports Last Weekend show. We cover that. It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Ice Arena. Right after Central Michigan
beginning and the most notable, making stops in that support the goalkeeper defensive play, underestimating as powerful as easy of our main forwards out tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for the Sports Last Weekend show. We cover that. It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Ice Arena. Right after Central Michigan
beginning and the most notable, making stops in that support the goalkeeper defensive play, underestimating as powerful as easy of our main forwards out tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for the Sports Last Weekend show. We cover that. It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Ice Arena. Right after Central Michigan
beginning and the most notable, making stops in that support the goalkeeper defensive play, underestimating as powerful as easy of our main forwards out tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for the Sports Last Weekend show. We cover that. It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Ice Arena. Right after Central Michigan
beginning and the most notable, making stops in that support the goalkeeper defensive play, underestimating as powerful as easy of our main forwards out tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for the Sports Last Weekend show. We cover that. It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Ice Arena. Right after Central Michigan
beginning and the most notable, making stops in that support the goalkeeper defensive play, underestimating as powerful as easy of our main forwards out tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for the Sports Last Weekend show. We cover that. It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Ice Arena. Right after Central Michigan
beginning and the most notable, making stops in that support the goalkeeper defensive play, underestimating as powerful as easy of our main forwards out tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for the Sports Last Weekend show. We cover that. It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Martin Ice Arena. Right after Central Michigan
beginning and the most notable, making stops in that support the goalkeeper defensive play, underestimating as powerful as easy of our main forwards out tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for more this portion of the pregame show. We call it It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Barnes Arena. Right into the you're listening to Central Michigan Chippewas on CCHS.
Beginning face-off notable, making a stop in that break. Support the goalkeeper offensive play, underestimating as powerful as he ever remains long tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for this portion of the pregame show. We call it It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Barnes Arena. Right into the you're listening to Central Michigan on CCHS.
Beginning face-off notable, making a stop in that break. Support the goalkeeper offensive play, underestimating as powerful as he ever remains long tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for this portion of the pregame show. We call it It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Barnes Arena. Right into the you're listening to Central Michigan on CCHS.
Beginning face-off notable, making a stop in that break. Support the goalkeeper offensive play, underestimating as powerful as he ever remains long tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for this portion of the pregame show. We call it It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Barnes Arena. Right into the you're listening to Central Michigan on CCHS.
Beginning face-off notable, making a stop in that break. Support the goalkeeper offensive play, underestimating as powerful as he ever remains long tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for this portion of the pregame show. We call it It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Barnes Arena. Right into the you're listening to Central Michigan on CCHS.
Beginning face-off notable, making a stop in that break. Support the goalkeeper offensive play, underestimating as powerful as he ever remains long tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for this portion of the pregame show. We call it It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Barnes Arena. Right into the you're listening to Central Michigan on CCHS.
Beginning face-off notable, making a stop in that break. Support the goalkeeper offensive play, underestimating as powerful as he ever remains long tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that.
Stay tuned for this portion of the pregame show. We call it It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Barnes Arena. Right into the you're listening to Central Michigan on CCHS.
Beginning face-off notable, making a stop in that break. Support the goalkeeper offensive play, underestimating as powerful as he ever remains long tonight, especially that big star is going to have to keep up with that. Start us off with our starting goaltenders today.
We call it It's Chippewas and Cougars live from Barnes Arena. Right into the you're listening to Central Michigan on CCHS. In favor of the Cleary Cougars, it'll be starting out there in the forward positions. Number 11, Trevor Crow. Number 13, Quinn O'Connor. And number 19, Ben Kozar. The defensive pairings are Logan Porter, as well as number 3, Noel Snarney. For the Chippewas, it is the forward groups, the top line back out there for tonight. Nathan Bottle, number 27. Moving up to the new numbers that the Chippewas just recently got sent into them. So Nathan Bottles goes from 13 to 27 here tonight. Joined up with him will be Christopher Martin, the defensive Cougars. He'll be starting out there in the Novi, Michigan. Keelan Baker, number 11, the top line forward, will be joined out here with O'Connor, as well as Jane Adu, the defensive start out here with, as well as number 3, Noel Snarney. For the Chippewas, it is an Austin Ritter, that's the position. We've got 20 minutes on the clock between Chippewas and Cougars, and puck drop is underway here from Martin Arena. Cleary won the initial draw. They start out with it. Far side boards and joined up with Central Michigan bench. Christopher comes all the way back to the own zone. Austin Ritter picks it up, chips it up to Baker. Baker sends it deep right to the Cleary zone. From left to right, the Chippewas wearing Adu and gold out here. Yellow as well as number 3. Bubble B Chippewas, as well as Austin Ritter as the position. We've got 20 minutes on the clock between Chippewas and Cougars, and puck drop is underway here from Chippewas Arena. Austin Winter making that off the far side glass all the way down the other side of the ice. What do we call for icing as the race is won there by the Cleary defenders. Nothing well started. Big six chased down there by Cleary zone. From left to right, Chippewas zone after Ritter chipped it out of his own zone. As well as going to bring it back to Central Michigan. 19 ball out of Austin Winter is live from the right city. We've got Devin Sarah on the call alongside Chippewas Cougars. This HCJ matchup. Central Michigan started 3-0. Winter making that off the strike glass all the way down the other side. Started 0-2 on the ice. This is Rob starts now by the Cleary defenders. Nothing well started. Big six down there in the first year as a new program here at HCJ. Also a tough start out of his own zone against this stout Central Michigan team. We had some notable scratches for Winter live from the short city. We've got Isaac Gibbs alongside Chippewas out of this HCJ matchup. Isaac Gibbs is going to be a very technical forward strike this season. So we're going to have some forwards that are going to need to step up here to make the offensive play just that much better. First year as a new program here at HCJ. Running back down here with 3 lines of stout Sanders. Moving forward, we have extra scratches for Andrew Martin as they are. We've got Isaac Gibbs out of this that now the Chippewas on the line to red just now exactly the first stepping noise to themselves and putting on the line to themselves without enough defense to run their blue line down to the first year as issues. So both these teams kind of dealing with the lack of personnel to say the least, but Sandy works on Chippewas. We have also now we're getting the line going up into Jordan Wire, the sophomore player so out of the action coming out in the second zone. He runs there for rank 51 now as this start is running about the mentioned Central Michigan having their new year forfeit come in finally the play line rank 2 here from Martin Basin coming out in the second zone. He runs there for rank 51 now as this is back to Chippewas as mentioned Central Michigan having the J.A. New alongside Connor one shot job and was picked up by his defenders here from Martin Basin back to the own touchdown. Picking up here from the far side corner as the ball started dropping off line now back to Chippewas as mentioned off there from Jay Nadeau and they'll chase after it to near the far side corner in the Cleary zone. Connor will begin his bottle. Sensitive foot there for Nadeau. Backhand shot. Rebound save. And that one scooped up finally by DJ Ramsey in front. They have a second look there with Stevie Baker switching in after Jay Nadeau set up down low. Starting Jay Nadeau. Ramsey will chase after it to near the far side corner in the Cleary zone. Facing 74 shots per minute. Sensitive foot there for Nadeau. Backhand shot. Rebound save. And that one scooped up finally by DJ Ramsey in the second look there with Stevie Baker switching in after Jay Nadeau's Chippewa offense make any notable difference whatsoever. They won the initial draw. They sit in the length of the ice in the Chippewas zone. Now it's in the far side shot. That one shot taken there by assistant captain O'Connor for the Cougars. That one just a side show. Now behind that, taking with it. Tripped up on the play, but no foul. So it was a Cleary defender causing that one. It looks like in the box sitting for them is number 21, Logan Porter, the sophomore. So Porter to the box. The Chippewas on their first power play of the night. Defender causing that one. It looks like a pretty lackluster power play to start the season. Logan Porter only going for about 2 total goals. Box power play. Was on their first power play of the night. Defender causing that one. It looks like a pretty lackluster power play to start the season. Nadeau fed it down low for 2 total goals. Box power play. Was on their first power play of the night. Defender causing that one. It looks like a pretty lackluster power play to start the season. Forced down low for this ACHA matchup. Goals up box power play. C-Sanchez has been apologized for that one. It looks like a pretty lackluster out of the job. Advertise this ACHA matchup. Goals up box power play. Radio streaming is for power play. Apologizes to here and gets more updates live. Our station as well as video streaming. Advertise this ACHA matchup. These shots here is taken out by his for power play. Apologizes to here and gives more updates live. The rush. out in front there, blocked away by the center of Cleary Bakery, trying to beat him down low, he's on shot goes, off balance, it didn't work. Nathan Bottles with a shot on the far side, that one just right over the eye on the left side, Bakery trying to beat him down low, his shot goes, off balance, Nathan Bottles with a shot on the far side, that one just right over the eye on the left side, Bakery trying to beat him down low, his shot goes, off balance, Nathan Bottles with a shot on the far side, that one just right over the eye on the left side, Bottles with a free game, goes on by Cleary Bakery, and Isaac in. That one as a shot, that one. I love it, Ryan Ramsey up the near side, Andrew Surratt, Bottles with a free game, goes on by Cleary Bakery, and Isaac in. That was as a shot, that one. I love it, Ryan Ramsey up the near side, Andrew Surratt, Bottles with a free game, sophomore now back to Isaac in. That was as a shot, that one. I love it, Andrew Surratt, back up top to the point guard, left up there for Sammy Camaro, now one of two new players for Fortune and St. Mary's for shot, that one. I love it, Andrew Surratt, back up top to the point guard, left up there for players had a lot of success, all the way to Division III players, tournament championship for high school hockey. I love it, Andrew championship. Here's a shot on net for the point. Save, rebound in front, and that one triggered through, they score! Andrew Porzondek gets the rebound. It was picked up after a shot, and that was taken by Connor Morgan. It flipped off the left hand of TJ Ramsey right in front of Porzondek, and he flipped it over the left side. Picked up this one in one shot, and that was taken by Connor Morgan. Absolutely beautiful stuff. TJ exactly what they needed to get rid of it, and he flipped it over from the start. Picked up this one in one shot, and that was great stop, but he just couldn't get that one. That one slowly went through. It looked like he didn't see it for about 30 seconds as it was slowly moving past the great stop. He just couldn't get that one. Rebound. Excellent goal. That one slowly went through. It looked like he didn't see it for a play there. This one now is transition. Turned over into the Chippewa attacking the zone. Here comes Nathan Bottles. Trying to get around one defender. Never got a shot off. That one still picked up a loose puck. That one didn't see it on a play there. This one now is transition. Turned over into Chippewa attacking the zone. Here comes Nathan Bottles. Trying to get around inside the attack. Never got a shot off. That one picked up a loose puck. That one didn't see it on top. One transition. Sonics rebound goal. Picked up the shot. This one from the point. Save. Rebound. Taken by Chris Shaw. Back to another try. And that one took the shot for Ramsey. Rebound once again. Sonics and a whistle finally called. He's able to shot. This one from the point. Save. Rebound. Hot start. So many rebounds. Another try. And it looks like he'll be trouble for Ramsey. Rebound once again. Sonics and a whistle finally called.
A lot of saves against Calvin. Just hope they continue to do that tonight. Did let one through already. It looks like he's in trouble. We're going to put a stop to this. Definitely looks like a lot of saves against Calvin. Just hope they continue to do that tonight. Did let one through already. It looks like he's in trouble. We're going to put a stop to this. Definitely looks like a lot of saves against Calvin. Just hope they continue to do that tonight.
Played pretty well with Chippewa line to start this season, especially a player that the defensive play was absolutely injury-riddled last season. And even the play started this year with Untitled Chapter, great line stepped up big so far in the first half of the season. 13-9 left to go, absolutely injury-riddled last season. Nice to read out one of this year with Untitled Chapter, but Central stepped up big so far in the first half of the season. One by the Chippewas, taken by Cleary Morgan. Just playing at the top line, nice to read out a lot of this year, I should say, rather than Jay Davies. Stepped up Isaac played so far well. One by the Chippewas, taken by Cleary Morgan. Air State, the over top line, nice to read out a lot of this year, I should say, rather than Jay Davies. Down the attacking zone, backhander shot, played so far well. Forward jump, a couple of bodies, Air State, the over was able to scoot that one up the division all the way through. Down the attacking zone, backhander shot, played so far well. Momentum really has gone to the bodies for Air State, but it's going. Cleary's had the breakouts coming in the attacking zone. They look really fast.
They really have. They've been able to get a shot off almost every time on the offensive end, and the Chippewas have only been able to get a few off, obviously one going in. However, the Cleary offense has looked much more strong on transition.
Look out, turnover in transition. Here's from Taterson on the rush. He's going through with players joining along him. Down low, banging away at it is number 8 for the Chippewas. That's Tyler Martin.
They really have. They've been able to get a shot off every time on the offensive end.
Division 1 team,
and the Chippewas have only been able to get a few off, obviously one going in. However, the Cleary offense has looked much more strong on transition.
Chase after it now. This one cycles back through into the Cleary zone again. Near side. Chippewas still trying to fight for it. That one passes down there with a Division 1 team pass. It comes here. So season now. That's the line there. Guilty party of that one. We'll go back to the bench. Skidway look out. Excellent start for CMU. Banging away at it. These shots on goal. This one will have that near side. Unofficially, this one's 7 comes to 2. Guilty party of that 1.5 minutes. Now back to his own zone. Ship it to his excellent start for CMU. Banging away at it. These shots on goal. This one will have that near side. Unofficially, this one's 7 comes to 2.
Back Taylor on that rebound in front, almost being freshly waiting on the doorstep for CMU. 27 Nathan Bottles on goal. That one will have just rebound total has been an issue so far in 3.5 minutes. Unofficially, this one's 7 after the line in this case. Back Taylor on that rebound in front, almost being freshly waiting on the doorstep for
He's trying to do the same here. Chippewa offense looks so strong close to the net that it's going to be an action-packed
issue so far. Cleary lost their first 2 games now. Brand new to this base in Division 3. 9-0 in the first contest against Calvin.
Back Taylor on that rebound in front, almost
after a start to their season, they won 0-2 against the Chippewas. Look out, there's a strip there. That was 2 seconds there. Chips on the attack. Cleary lost their first 2 games. Brand new to the base in Division 8. 9 after a contest against Calvin. Pick it up. Maybe gets it back. The blue line now shot on that 3 in front of the white wide. 2 off the body of Chippewas. Look out, this one pitch on Mike Blair. Trying to send this one here zone. Successful. Rotate tipped off down there. Forward. Chips on the attack. Cleary back to the first century. Here's Andrew Borzante. As the long goal so far. Cleary just started. Rebound. Maybe with the shot. Borzante goes off that. Lost the shot earlier. Better cross that wide. Throw with the body going up wide. We'll get a whistle right here. Mike Blair has like a center's lost. Successful. Rotate tipped off down there. Forward. Chips on the attack. Cleary back to the first century. Here's Andrew Borzante.
Rightfully so. He's going to have to step up today and rebounding. Maybe with the shot. Chippewas not present today. You're going to hear a lot of Nathan Bottles. He's going to try to do his best to step up. Don't take the star role as the Chippewas.
Yeah, you know, talk to head coach Ted Cadillac earlier this week. He talked about how this group really feeds off that energy step up today with Isaac Gibbs and Nathan Bottles. He's mentioned how he's leading our production for his top 6 forwards. They're in the top 2. Nathan Bottles is very low for Isaac Gibbs. Doing that in this one so far. Now here in Chippewas, we're get on the attack. Yeah, you know, it's set on your side, shot right. That's there from he talked about how this group is so lucky and successful. Now back in the blue line. Shot from Camara. Tipped in front. That one just went wide. He's mentioned how he's leading our production for his competition on the attack. Camara in the blue line. It's Davis and it's on your side. Isaac got past the net as intended for Chippewas and Johnson. That one now step your side. Shot played in the back to the zone. He talked about 1 minute to go with his power play successful. Now back
check. Shot to Camara. Tipped in front of that one. Wide range. Look out. That one should have been a penalty there. Did not get one after a triple gain. That one down picked up by Cleary. 10 one over center ice. Red line. Johnson. That one down. 55 to go. Power play. Second on side. This one. 1:50 to go. It's now 1-0 to this one. Central Michigan Chippewas. Tipped in front of the south. Wide range. Look out. That one should have been a penalty there. Chippewas to south. That one after a triple attack. That one down picked up by Cleary. 10 one over center ice. Red line. Johnson. That one down. 55 to go. Power play. Blue line near side. Again, hard as bottle. No turtle. One near side. Circle. Get back hander. Trying to go end to end with that one. Just over the left side. Listen to that. Hastings the shot. That one went well wide. Out the far side. Half ball inside the corner. This one's coming out to center. Hastings down line up. Dishes it over to Martin. 55 to go. Leave a shot on the line near side. Right circle. That one easily saved by Ramsey. Turner. One near side. Circle. Get back hander. Trying to go end to end with that one. Just over the left side. Hastings the shot. That one went well wide. Out the far side. Half ball inside the traffic line. That lost it momentarily. Attack again by Cleary. Now under pressure against it. Leave a shot on Charlie Hayes. Trying to come in there to help. Does. Successfully Julian Johnson. Trying to go inside blue line. Right circle. Left side. Moves behind that. Sends it in front. And that one was blocked in front off the skate of a Cleary defender. Back picking up is Julian Johnson now. He'll drop it off. Lost it momentarily. Attack again by Cleary. Now under pressure against stop the motion. Leave a shot on Charlie Hayes. Right to red line. Hope he has Brandon does. Successfully Julian Johnson. Trying to go inside the goal line. Right circle. Cleary defender. Moves behind that. Sends it in front. And that one was blocked in front off the skate of a Cleary defender. It's on the roster. That's Julian Johnson. He'll drop it off. Lost it momentarily. A tip in front. And that one went to the body. After the London shot from the line. Hit Haley Hayes. Here's Cleary now. Back to the attacking zone. Big hit in front of the near side. Blue line. Chippewas after the goal line. Brandon Clements absolutely stepped up on Noel starting, and they're going to call that one a penalty. Oh, no. That's Julian Johnson. A tip in front. I don't believe that one. I'm not sure. Brandon Clements stepped up into zone. Big defender in front of the near side. Blue line. Noel starting was the one stepping up into Brandon Clements absolutely stepped up on Noel starting, and they're going to call that one a penalty. Jackson out the board. Brandon Clements stepped up into zone. Big defender in front of the near side. Blue line. Noel starting was the one stepping up into Brandon Clements on the near side. Blue line. They're going to call that one a penalty. Back out of center after reset. Jackson ready to go with this. Power on side. Chasing after Brandon Clements stepped up into zone. Big defender in front of the near side. Blue line. Pressure on the system. Into Brandon Clements chasing over the line. They're going to drop that one. Top to blue line. Shot on that. Tipped in front. That one just wide on the side of Joe. There we go. Time successful by the Chips. They'll get down. This one will be set. We'll get fresh bodies. Chasing after the 6:52 to go in the first period. 1:05 to go. Cleary's power play. Back row pressure. Starting up on the rush. Here's East. He'll send it to center ice here. They're going to drop that one. Picked up by Logan Porter. Porter shot on that. Tipped in front of the center ice. Porter through the bench. There we go. This one successful by back by Noel Starkey. Will be 7-1. Fresh bodies on the ice. Long take pass missed by Cleary. First period. 1:05. This one. Cleary's power back to the pressure. The entrance so far last minute. Good job by the Chippewas. Entrance is on zone. Another one by Logan Porter. Shot on that. Porter on an offensive stretch for the Cleary offense here. Chippewas having some take pass missed by Cleary. Let's say one of the starting lineup will be Cleary's power back to the absolutely good job by the Chippewas. Cleary unable to register a single shot so far. With now 6 seconds left. Moving on to center ice. Shot on net. That one saved Blacker side. Rebound in front. Still loose. Cleary's able to enter that puck away and they'll move out of the rush. Now a 2-on-2 forming. Almost a 2-on-1 for Cleary. Shot near side. That one. Almost took to the wickets. Warren Jones when he saw that one. So left hand on first stop. This one sent it front. Hard to net goes to Cherry. They are able to right on the shot. Now to the high side. Shot on net. That one saved it. Rebound in front. He's got no in front. Shot on net and he just missed that one wide to the right circle. Now a 2-on-2 forming. Going to work on that right near side. That one holds it. Excellent chance for the Chippewas. Really an exciting last 30 seconds. It really was two very close shots on the head. One in front. Hard to net. We saw that they are able to right on the shot. Now to the high side. Shot on net. That one saved it. Rebound in front. He's got no in front. Shot on net and he just missed that one wide to the right circle. Now a 2-on-2 forming. Going to work on that right near side. That one holds it. Excellent chance for the Chippewas. Ramsey pitched a 63 save after 74 shots. Now a hard second game of the series. Puck shot. Now that was just a impressive rebound. He's got no in front. Shot on net and he just missed that one wide to the right circle. Because 74 shots. Going to work on that baseline. One near side. That one holds it. 3:17 to go in this Ramsey essentially picked up the attacking save based on 170. Kenneth Baker has to chase that one behind the game of the series, trying to attempt puck shots. Now, saves it. That was unsuccessful. He's got no pass away. He's defending puck well. Team Cleary not able to still like a 72 shot. Right up now, near side corner. This one fought after by both the Chippewas. 17 to go in this Ramsey. Baker picking up the help there with J.D. This one's sent in front. Register shot. Save. Rebound. This one's still in front here. Now here comes Cleary. Out of the zone. They'll chip it out. Charlie Hayes will pick it up and tag up. Pass away. It's Andrew Surratt. Cleary not able to cross the board like this. Here comes the star transfer from Arcadia University. Through center. Moves it there for Porzonic. A shot on that. And that one just picked it up off out there with on your side. This one's sent in front. Register shot. Save. Rebound. Still in front here. Now here so far. He's done it out of the zone. They'll chip it out. Charlie Hayes will pick it up and tag off and pass away. 14 shots. Star transfer. Saved. A very beautiful start for Porzonic. Took a shot on that. That one gesture. Very good. The attacking zone. That was a massive hit there. They'll pick it up on the high spot area. Turnover. Here comes Cleary joining the rush. 2-on-2 into the attacking zone. Zach Eaps. He'll move with a shot. Score! Zach Eaps goes far down on Lauren Jones from the right circle. And on a nice move in transition, Cleary, just like that, ties this hockey game up at 1.
Now we talked about this in the pregame, is that the Chippewas cannot underestimate this Cleary team.
Here comes Cleary joining the rush. 2-on-2 into the attacking zone. Zach Eaps. He'll move with a shot. Score! Zach Eaps goes far down on Lauren Jones from the right circle. And on a nice move in transition, Cleary, just like that, ties this hockey game up at 1.
Now we talked about this in the pregame, is that the Chippewas cannot underestimate this Cleary team.
On the roof tip along the side over Lauren Jones. Beautiful wrist shot. Zach Eaps. He'll move with a shot. Score! 55. Zach Eaps goes far down on Lauren Jones from the right circle. And on a nice move in transition, Cleary, just like that, ties this hockey game up at 1. Now we talked about this in the defended well there by Trevor. Beautiful shot. This one picked up in center ice. Jay Dayton trying to pick it up. Clemens here. It's cut off there by Joel Stardy. Cleary out of that one. Nice move. Very reception there. House it over there. Blocked by Julius Johnson. Let's get out the one. Cleary will fix it all zone. Here they come towards the rush. Oakland out. Going up with his start. Oh, shot on that. That one just well there. Wide open up your side. This one picked over center ice. This one came off to Dayton. Trying to pick it up. Right circle. Wants the ward out. Tried it earlier. Shot that one off the right pad of Ramsey. And here they come once again in transition. Julius Johnson. Rose just sent this puck off the air. Fix it all zone. Second goal rush. Oakland out. Going into start. Oh, shot on that. It's on that. Outfit as well. It gets wide over to Johnson. Sent it to Dayton Flynn. This one knocked it off his skate all the way over to Dayton. Right circle. Wants the ward out. Tried it earlier. Shot. 37 seconds to go. Cleary ties it once again in transition. Low Johnson. Rose just 18:55. Picks first to Cleary. Second goal. The only way to start. Shot on that. Untitled Chapter. That's wide out of the zone. Here's Andrew Saraki. Moves off near side boards. It's past one defender. It's decked hard into the boards by Paxton Showick. He lost that puck. Cleary gets one more chance at attack. Shot wide on that. Well wide. Waiting time it. One up for it. Had the only profile there the other night with 4 seconds left. Back to Blue Line. One more shot attempt. Tipped in front. A big block in that one. Luke Wiles goes off the body, which will do it for the period. Central Michigan dominated the first period. It's decked hard into the boards by Paxton Showick. This one lost that puck. Cleary gets the final chance at attack. Ties the wide and up. Well wide. Zach Eaps won't go. We're tied up at 1 here after the first period. Stay tuned. Puck goes to one. Back to Blue Line. One more shot attempt. Tips in front. A big block in that one. Up at 1. Central Michigan has Cleary. Block. Do it for the period. Central Michigan dominated the first period. It's decked hard into the boards by Paxton Showick. This one lost that puck. Cleary gets the final chance at attack. Ties the wide and up. Well wide. Zach Eaps won't go. We're tied up at 1 here after the first period. Stay tuned. Puck goes to one. Back to Blue Line. One more shot attempt. Tips in front. A big block in that one. Up at 1. Central Michigan has Cleary. Block. Do it for the period. Tips in front. A big block in that one. Up at 1. Central Michigan has Cleary. Block. Do it for the period. Tips in front. A big block in that one. Up at 1. Central Michigan has Cleary. Block. Do it for the period. Tips in front. A big block in that one. Up at 1. Central Michigan has Cleary. Block. Do it for the period. A big block in that one. Up at 1. Central Michigan has Cleary fly through it for Cleary and a big block in that one. I don't know that was. Central Michigan has Cleary fly through it for Cleary and a big block in that one. I don't know that was. Central Michigan has Cleary fly through it for Cleary and a big block in that one. I don't know that was. Central Michigan has Cleary fly through it for Cleary and a big block in that one. I don't know that was. Central Michigan has Cleary fly through it for Cleary and a big block in that one. I don't know that was.
Welcome back to Martin Ice Arena. We're going to have your first intermission first period recap here. So we're going to go first to the scoring summary. We had Andrew Porzondik score one early on in the period. Then we had Zach Eakes for Cleary score one later. With the last 3 minutes for Cleary looking very, very, very back to Martin Ice Arena. We're going to have your first intermission first period recap here. Honestly, very so we're going to go first to the scoring summary. We had shots and have a goal. Score one early on in the period. 14-1. Zach Eakes the power plays. Cleary score one two for later. 0-2. The last 3 minutes for Cleary looking very, very, very back to Martin Ice Arena. We're going to have your penalties this period as recap here in a minute. So we're going to go first to the scoring summary. We had shots and have a goal. Score one early on in the period. 14-1. Zach Eakes the power plays. Cleary score one two for later. 0-2. The last 3 minutes for Cleary looking very, very, very back to Martin Ice Arena. We're going to have your penalties this period as recap here in a minute. So we're going to go first to the scoring summary. We had shots and have a goal. Score one early on in the period. 14-1. Zach Eakes the power plays. Cleary score one two for later. 0-2. The last 3 minutes for Cleary looking very, very, very back to Martin Ice Arena. We're going to have your penalties this period as recap here in a minute. So we're going to go first to the scoring summary. We had shots and have a goal. Score one early on in the period. 14-1. Zach Eakes the power plays. Cleary score one two for later. 0-2.
back inside Martin Ice Arena ahead of second period action between Central Michigan and Cleary University. All knotted up at 1 after 1. Central got hot on the board early after Andrew Porzondik scored from an early rebound goal from Connor Morgan. That coming early in the first 5 minutes. And then late, as Central looked like they were dominating the period, Parker came on strong. Cleary scored with 1:55 left to go in the first period. Zach Eakes scored bar down on Lauren Jones from the right circle to make this one a tie hockey game. And folks, we'd like to, if you're listening in to our stream here on CCHN, apologize for the audio connection issues we've had and maintained throughout this stream. Many technical difficulties with our own Reagan Cleaves out of town. Clearly not myself not being able to man hardware as well as he has. We apologize for that, but Parker, overall, your thoughts on that period? You talked about it in the intermission report a little bit.
I did. Hopefully they were able to catch a little bit of it that wasn't mumbled with the technical difficulties. But Central Michigan came out very strong in the first 15, 16 minutes there, and then Cleary came out with some momentum. I don't know what changed, I don't know what sparked, but they came out with a lot of it.
You notice when the Chippewas would attack the zone hard, they would go hard to the net and press the goaltender Ramsey into his own crease. What that does is it frees up the ice and allows defenders to open up the blue line and make transition plays easier. I think what that was the case was Cleary got in transition and Eakes just roofed one past Jonesy for the goal. But nonetheless, an opportunity for both these teams now. Knotted up at 1. We're back underway here from Martin Ice Arena. From left to right, Cleary University in their navy blue, black, and cherry red trim. The Chippewas on the right with their maroon and gold trim with the bumblebee yellow trim. New numbers out here for the Central Michigan group. They were playing with old numbers for the first 3 games of the season. Myself and Reagan Cleaves calling those ones, and having to mix up Jacob Kosnick and Nathan Bottles for number 13 was a difficult task. But nonetheless, the new numbers here now, and working behind with it, one of those players is Jay Nadeau. In the attacking zone, the Chippewas go to work. On the left side of the ice and the near side corner, they work with it. Nadeau cycles it up to Ritter, trying to take a slap shot, and that one was blocked by Quinn O'Connor. Another try by Keelan Baker, and that one saved by Ramsey. It comes free now down to the slot area. Still loose in front. A shot there by Nathan Bottles was blocked from the assistant captain for the Cougars, Quinn O'Connor's stick, and that one causes a face-off to come back outside. 19:03 in the second period. Joining us live from Martin Ice Arena, knotted up at 1, Cleary University playing in their 3rd game as a program in ACHA Division 3, brand new to the league, and Central in their first matchup ever against Cleary. So pretty important dates in history in this one, folks, and Cleary, who really at the Division 1 level has impressed with their ACHA team, trying to get to work with their D3 team. Now here they come in the attacking zone. Shot on net there, taken by O'Connor, and that one went well wide. Now to the slot area, picked up in their own end. The Cleary Cougars attack with it, and they have to skid all the way back as they're chased down by Julian Johnson and Porzondik, but they'll get the whistle as Zach Eakes gets back to the puck. So a good first transition here for Cleary. You know, we talked about at the end of the period how they got the momentum and really hounded the Chippewas with that first goal and just the attack. And they've done that so far in the last minute and a half already to start.
They have. You haven't seen nearly as much momentum as the last 3 minutes of the first, but you have seen a little bit more than the first 15 minutes that we saw earlier on today.
Face-off back in the Chippewa zone. This one was really negated by either team. Came back to the high slot, tripped up on the play is Andrew Porzondik, and that's going to send the Chippewas to their third power play of the night. They're 0 for 2 so far on the night, 3 for 10 on the season, which isn't great, but good enough for a 13% power play. They're going to get another chance here at it, Parker. And really, your takeaways from the first 2 power plays, it looked like they had a lot of chances, just couldn't really get the right shot that they wanted.
They did. They had multiple shots on the goal. TJ Ramsey holding them off, though, on the power play. And Central has not been that amazing when they are on the power play.
Look out. Baker, that one never got there. Blocked from the blade of O'Connor to negate that pass. Behind the net, Bottles will work with it. He'll turn and look. Bottles circles with it to the left circle. Left it up top. Miscommunication with Christopher Martin. He'll take it back himself. Drop pass there for Hayes. He'll take a shot on net, and that one's scooped up by Ramsey for the easy stop with 17:52 and 1:27 left in this power play. A good first opportunity for the Chips. Bottles really was patient, moving from end to end around the net and looked to get a high percentage shot from the low slot area. Just never got a tip in front or ever found the cross ice seam pass to Baker. But nonetheless, a good first opening here in the 30 seconds for the Chips. Here's Bottles once again, skates alone with it. He'll turn wide. Drop pass for Christopher Martin at the near side blue line. Martin sends it in front there. Down low, shot, one-timer! Ramsey getting across, made the stop. Nadu trying to get another feed, and that one was just missed off the blade. My goodness, what a stop.
TJ Ramsey showing his skill in that stop right there with 3 Chippewas directly in front of the net.
Puck still loose in front. Fed across there from Sam Camara, and Bottles now picked it up. That one was a dangerous opportunity. Cross ice feeds in front once again, and Cleary finally sent it the length of the ice. Central had about 3 passes cross seam from the goaltender Ramsey. Bottles had a backdoor feed from Nadu and just couldn't finish on the play, or rather Ramsey made the stop. Now a one-timer by Johnson attempted and blocked off the foot of Nick LaRose, the defenseman, and this puck goes up into the Central Michigan bench for a stop. But how about TJ Ramsey? You know, we talked about already pumping him so much from the last outing against Calvin, facing 74 shots and making 63 saves. Even though that team was in a rout against the Knights, you have to be impressed by that, and more importantly, how he's continued that momentum into this game. Now here's Andrew Porzanic winning the faceoff. Drop pass for Sam Camara at the blue line. He'll skate with it. Back down low for Porzanic to the right circle. Chased after by a defender, Zach Ekus. And this one he sends for Julian Johnson. Back up top for Camara. Shot on net. Blocked in front. Rebound. Still loose in front. It's in the seam. They score! Porzanic got it across the seam. Picked up loose change. And right on the back door there to pick up it. Andrew Siraki, his second as a Chippewa, picks up the goal. 2-1, the Chippewas lead on the power play.
The loose puck there really in the Chippewas' favor as TJ Ramsey just couldn't find it for a couple seconds. Almost slow motion looking like that from the broadcasting stand over here. However, TJ Ramsey, even though we were just talking about how amazing of a goalkeeper he is, couldn't get that one as we had 2 Chippewas.
There was an initial shot taken, I believe, by Porzanic. He picked up the loose change on the near side, tried to send it across the seam, literally, of the goaltender in the blue crease, and it was slowly sitting there for a while. Porzanic just dumped up the change and gets the Chippewas once again back in front to lead this one 2-1. Now the Chippewas go right back on the attack. 1 for 3 now on the power play tonight. That puts them at 4 for 13 on the season and improves that goal total for Andrew Siraki, now 2 on the year. Moving back to defense for the injured Braden Keelb. Here's quickly over the blue line, Christopher Martin, the assistant captain. Cross-ice feed, got to Luke Wild, but never could get a shot off. And he's hounded here by the Cougars. And comes back to the blue line. Shot attempt there from Hayden Flynn. And that's easily scooped up by Ramsey. You know, that was one thing that Ramsey looked like he had trouble with early in this game, was the rebounds. And more importantly, the pucks that would come loose to the crease and wouldn't be cleared out by his defenders. That's another chance there where Cleary doesn't clear the puck away. No pun intended. I'm getting my soliloquies mixed up, right? Cleary cleared it, and that ends up in a Chippewa goal.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be the second loose puck goal that we've seen from the Chippewas.
Here's Nadu now, trying to get a shot on net. Loose puck, picked up by Baker. Shot in front, another rebound attempt, and once again it comes free to the low slot, but Cleary's able to possess this one. Still loosely behind their net. Tagging up with it is Brady Meyer and Giuseppe Craccioliolo. Now the defenseman lost the puck. Here's Brandon Clements for the Chippewas. Behind the net, nearly tripped up on the play, or lost an edge rather, and it allows the Cougars to reset in their end.
The Chippewas trying to keep the momentum here as they started off this period very, very strong. They're just trying to keep that throughout the entire period to make sure Cleary can't gain that momentum from them and come out as strong as they did in the last 3 minutes.
Cleary tried to get them the attack in the Chippewa zone. It streaked free all the way to the blue line, the opposite side of the ice, and it allows them to come back, the Chippewas rather, and look for an opportunity to pounce. But loose puck picked up by Cleary. Here, look out on a 3-on-3. Near advantage was 3-on-2. Shot from the top of the left circle, easily saved by the body of Jones, and that'll cause a whistle. 14:48 to go in this second period. The lone goal from Andrew Siraki off of the rebound attempt from Andrew Porzanic shot gets the Chippewas once again on the board. Now Porzanic with 2 points on the night, a goal and an assist. Face-off comes back to the Chippewas zone. The far side circle won by Cleary. And at the blue line, he'll take a shot on net, and that one got to Jones, but it was easily saved by the right pad. Good poise from the young goaltender. And we talked about the matchup that has been the three-way goaltender battle this season for the replacement of Thomas Rofe. Lauren Jones made the first start of the season against Ferris State, led up the first and only goal for Ferris in the first period early, the first shot of the game really, but after that looked steady, and is steady so far in this one. Now the Chippewas in the attack, shot, they score! Connor Morgan goes far down from the right circle, gives the Central Michigan Chippewas a 3-1 lead.
A beautiful shot from the right circle. Puts them ahead 3-1 now with 14-14 left. And that's what we were talking about, is the Chippewas coming out with as much momentum as possible in the second period. And they have done just that. Taking the momentum away from Cleary and giving it to themselves to put them 2 ahead in just this period.
Second goal of the season for Connor Morgan, the freshman from Waterford, Michigan. Played at Orchard Lake St. Mary's with the defenseman Sam Camara, and those two came to the Chippewas looking to bolster the performances they had in high school. He was on a championship winning team there at Orchard Lake St. Mary's in Division III, and they went on to the all the way to the state title, where they bowed out in the final game. But Connor Morgan, his second of the season, scored his first against Ferris State earlier this year. And you got to love that from a forward that has announced himself on the top line with Isaac Gibbs and Andrew Porzondek now stepping up there to make this one a 2-goal lead for the Chippewas. Face-off will come back to their own zone, or rather the middle face-off circle near side of us, just in front of the blue line of the Chips. This one won by Cleary on the face-off. And they searched all the way back to their own end. Picking up the loose change with it is Noel Snarty, and he'll move up with it. Pressured by Jay Nadu, moves out to center with it. They'll skate over the red line and into the blue line. The attack zone, shot on net. That one's saved by the right pad of Lauren Jones. It comes free to Keelan Baker, who'll streak with it. 1-on-5, moves it and chips it into his own bench. That'll cause a whistle. Trying to go through 5 Cleary defenders. Smart play, I guess, by Keelan Baker, trying to use his size and speed to get around.
Not as much you can do there, as you've got so many Cleary Cougars just surrounding you on the fast break. But Cleary's trying to gain that momentum back, and they just can't get anything going.
Baker, the second-year captain for the Chips from Grand Rapids, served last year alongside Brendan Martin. This year joined up with Charlie Hayes. And we talked about it a couple weeks ago, how Tyler Cataline elected to move him back to the forward position from defense, as he was filling in for the injured Braden Keelb and the neglected Kyle Chapman. Moving back to the forward position, now on a 3-game goal streak, as that shot is taken on Lauren Jones by the Cougars. And they're in the attacking zone, moving up with it. To the far side half wall, now to the corner. It's moved and now held up there. Jay Nadu and Christopher Martin whack away at it, and the puck will finally come free. Martin just flips this one back to center ice. It'll allow for the Chips to reset their own men. Porzondek blocked the pass away from a Cleary defender. That was number 23. Nick LaRose, and this one comes to the far side now. Oh, look out, breakaway attack for Cleary. Lauren Jones saves there off the shot of Quinn O'Connor. He caught this puck in transition. Another try, and Jones scoops that one up for 2 great saves. Man, O'Connor had a breakaway opportunity after a puck flipped off the half-wall boards in front of the Chippewa bench. 3 defenders couldn't pick it up. O'Connor streaked it alone, and Lauren Jones comes up big.
Lauren Jones making 2 amazing saves there, keeping the Cleary momentum under check, making sure that the Chippewas keep that on their side.
Shots now 25-9 in favor of CMU. Cleary getting 1 more right there, 2 more right there. But you got to love Lauren Jones putting the pads down on the butterfly position to make that stop. As we mentioned earlier, he's fighting for that bid to get the starting goaltender job over Lauren Jones and Elijah Jones and Joel Drucker. But right now, making his case for it. Shot on net by the Chippewas. Sam Camara trying to send it from the blue line and look for a tip from Baker, but it was negated by the Cougars. Now Clements will send this one deep to the trapezoid, and this one stopped by Ramsey. Settled down for his defenseman, and they'll reset with it. 11:45 to go in this second period. 2 goals from CMU in the span of about 6.5 minutes from Andrew Siraki and Connor Morgan, the 2 freshman acquisitions for the Chippewas. Stepping up big in place of the injured forwards and scratches tonight. Keegan Moore, Ben Rychuk, and Isaac Gibbs. And I'll tell you what, they stepped up big without their top forwards.
They really have. Isaac Gibbs was supposed to be a key player in this game. However, with him being absent here, Central Michigan really needed their new forwards to step up, and they've done just that tonight, leading 3-1 with 11:38 left.
They rely heavily on their leading goal scorer for that offense. Head coach Tyler Catalan has mentioned how Nathan Bottles and Isaac Gibbs really feed the momentum of this forecheck group. Right now, Bottles holding his own with a good night so far. Hasn't got on the score sheet yet, but he's been all over the attacking zone as that one's whistled for a stop that went into the Cleary bench. And with that one, we'll get a whistle. 11:26 to go in this second period. It still says period number 1 on the board, but that is incorrect as per the scorer's table. But this nonetheless comes to a face-off in front of the Cleary bench. Won by the Cougars. They send it deep length of the ice, and that one is once again whistled down for the stop. Referees gather at the scoring booth. Pick up some pucks here. CMU 2 backup netminders Joe Drucker and Elijah Jones watching on. Here come the Cougars again. Over the attacking line. Shot on net by Jones, saved once, twice. That one comes free behind the net. Third time, Jones reaming that right post, just trying to hold that puck away from squeaking by him. He does successfully. It allows his Chippewas to break out. Here's Connor Morgan. Scored the last goal for the Chips to put them up 3-1. Bar down from the right circle. A shot from the point from Hayes, easily saved by Ramsey. Has to whistle that one down after a pressure came there from Connor Morgan, and this one will cause another whistle. You know, that's something too, is Cleary, knowing their goaltenders had the rebound trouble, they're just trying to tell them there, hey, settle down this puck, we'll get you the face-off whistle, and don't try and be a hero and clear this out.
Yeah, and we've been talking about TJ Ramsey a lot, but Jones on the Chippewas has been making, over the past 5 minutes, some amazing saves, helping the Chippewas keep that momentum and keeping Cleary in check. So their offense can continue making big strides.
Face-off won by the Chips. Initial shot by Hayden Flynn went wide. It came back to the point for Ritter, who sent it back down low. Here's Hayden Flynn now. Lost the puck. It allows Cleary to reset on their zone, and they'll join the rush in the attack. Here's Paxton Cowan moving with it. Lost it. The loose puck was picked up, changed by Luke Wild, and he'll move in with it. Try to go 1-on-3 and deep defenders, unsuccessfully. Back to the red line for Christopher Martin, who'll send this one deep in. It'll be settled down by Ramsey and left there for Nick LaRose. LaRose moves it to Paxton Cowan to the near side half wall. Back up top for Ritter. They'll fight for it. Here's Tyler Martin moving it down low. He gets it to Hayden Flynn, will chase after it. Just couldn't get his stick there in time in transition, and allows it Cleary to come the other way. Over the near side red line, the blue line. Moving in with it all the way to Jones, who flipped this puck after it bounced once, twice into his glove, and Paxton Cowan pressured in for the whistle. 10:02 to go in this second period. Central Michigan on top 3-1 over the Cougars, who have looked more or less impressive compared to the score we saw against Calvin.
Against Calvin, they did not look that great, especially starting out as a new young team. However, they have came with whatever they have left in the tank to Central Michigan, and so far they haven't done all that bad.
Cleary University consisting of 11 freshmen, 4 sophomores, and 1 junior in their initial season of play, inaugural season here in ACHA Division III. Right now, in a hockey game, at 3-1 down right now in the Chips, and they need something here. The rebound attempt comes to Ramsey, and Nadu trying to whack away at it after Camara took the shot from the blue line and just couldn't squeak it past Ramsey, who now has saved initially somewhere in the 30 shot category range. Unofficial shots for the Chippewas almost at now 30. So far 26 for 29 on the night, and so he's going to see more action here. The Chippewas. Nathan Bottles takes the face-off circle. The transfer from Arcadia University wins it and gets it back to his defenseman Camara. Loose puck once again. Ramsey finds it, and he again has trouble with the initial save and has to gingerly scoop it up, frantically moving it with it.
Now, we've seen this twice now before where CMU's been able to get a goal off of Ramsey's loose puck. We're just going to hope that maybe Ramsey can scoop it up this time rather than bouncing it off his pads.
Bottles moves with it. Near side corner. Sends it across there. One-timer attempt by Baker. Negated by the defenseman, Zach Ekus. Trying to play well and make sure he couldn't get a nice clapper on it to get it past Ramsey. Now this one clear to the near side. It's still the Cougars zone. Central trying to keep it in by Camara. He does successfully and allows Bottles and Baker to tag up. Here's Baker to Bottles, and that one just went off Baker's stick, blocked in front there by a defender. Still loose. In the Cleary end, Jay Nudu chases it after it. Here's Connor Morgan back up top to the red line for Camara, who dumped this one in again and allows Central Michigan to get a fresh body out there. Julian Johnson comes in. How's the defender? Gets it in front for Connor Morgan. Still loose in front. Shot on net, and that one is whistled down by Ramsey. Julian Johnson, nice job trailing the play there to move behind the net and hound the defender to create a loose puck and give it to Connor Morgan for the shot.
He had a great shot opportunity there, just couldn't get a hold of the puck with the stick there. A little bit looser than he probably would have hoped for it.
Morgan already has a goal here tonight, an impressive one for that matter. Put the Chips up 3-1 earlier in this second period. Before that, it was Andrew Siraki with his second of the season. Both these freshman forwards coming to CMU and playing well so far in their fourth game as Chippewas. This one goes up into the far side netting in the Chippewa zone. It'll cause a whistle with 8:31 to go in the second period.
Broadcast of today's game is copyrighted presentation of the American Colgate Hockey Association, the CMU Club Hockey Network, and Moore Hall Television. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the ACHA, CCHN, and MHTV.
How did you say collegiate? Was it Colgate? Like the toothpaste?
You know what? It is cold in here, and we are trying.
Hey, you know what it is? I just say that because I did the same thing when I started calling games here with our illustrious producer, Calvin Keys, holding the 1 and 2s for us. Look out, big hit in front of the Cleary blue line by Baker. That causes a whistle. And looks like more coming here. Another big hit, this one. And Calvin, you handed us this stat sheet. It looks like hits actually in favor of Cleary in this game so far. That was a massive one by Baker, though. And it looks like that could be a roughing penalty assessed to him, and he'll go to the box. Cleary's going to go to their second power play of the night unofficially and start up with it. But I mentioned the line about the Colgate. I made a line when I was color commentating for Calvin our freshman year, the American Colgate Hockey Association, and I heard it from the boys at the bar the next day because they were just saying to me, "How you're saying Colgate on the air? What are you talking about?" Well, it's collegiate, but not unsponsored by Colgate. I'm just giving you a hard time, Parker.
All good, all good.
Parker Morrison on the call with me, folks, on our first debut as color commentator and play-by-play is a shot saved there by Lauren Jones. Parker coming to CMU as a freshman. We're happy to have you on this broadcast here.
Doing
a fantastic job filling in for the absent Reagan Cleaves. Right now traveling abroad in the great state of Michigan. So if you're listening to this one, Reagan, thinking of you here, buddy, and we're doing a great job on this one. Now here is Cal Cleary on the attack here. Zach Eeks had a goal earlier in this one. This one's set in front. They score! No, it's whistled away. Ekus sent a pass in front down low. It was one time there by the streaking forward O'Connor. And I think they're going to call this one off because there's a penalty on Cleary. Oh, they're going to talk about it, but Jones was beat on the gloves or blocker side after a great feed in front, tacking up from Ekus to O'Connor. The two freshmen connecting on that one, or rather Ekus is the sophomore to the freshman, and it causes a whistle. So no goal on that one scored. Cleary waved off of that one, and still, that is a tough one to
so low this period. They really needed that.
Here's Cleary still on the power play, though. Moves with it. Ekus moves it over to O'Connor. Shot on net, and that one straight glove side off the stick of Nick LaRose. Cleary still in the attacking zone. Back up top to the blue line for Ekus. He'll try to take a shot. That one got blocked and allows the Chippewas to come on the penalty kill in transition. Here's Christopher Martin. One-on-one. Shot. Save. Blocker side by Ramsey. And it comes free to O'Connor, who'll move it out to the red line. Chippewas hounding the Cleary Cougars on the penalty kill right here. Over the attacking blue line, moves to the Ekus. I've seen a lot of the ice right now and had a goal negated here just in the last 30 seconds. Puck still loose in front, rebound in front of the slot. And that one went off the face mask of Jones, came free to the slot, and was cleared away by the Chips. Here's Andrew Porzonik hopping over into the blue line on the attack. He's got a streaking Austin Ritter helping him in front, and Austin Ritter just couldn't get the shot off as it streaked wide off of his blade. An excellent transition for the Chips at the end of this power play. Cleary officially will go 0 for 2 on the night on this power play, but they had a good look there after a goal was negated. Over the red line. They move back with it quickly now. Here's Jones. Made the initial stop, had to clear the rebound from Brady Meyer's shot, and that one will cause a whistle. Power plays 1 for 3 for the Chippewas tonight, 0 for 2 for Cleary with 5:54 to go in this 3-1 hockey game. Parker Morrison alongside myself, Devin Syrup, Calvin Keys running the sticks, and Derek Steele as our would be our cameraman for this operation, but due to our technical difficulties, unable to run our video stream as per usual, so we apologize for that inconvenience. We will be back in action in the next 2 weeks on October 15th when Florida Gulf Coast comes to all the way from Estero to visit the Chippewas in a rematch from last season. Central beat Florida Gulf Coast at their home rink 3-1 last season, and then traveled all the way to the state of Florida for a 2-game home and home series. Tied in the first game, unofficially went to a shootout that does not count in Division 3, so it ended in a tie, and in the second game could not rally from a 1-goal deficit, and Florida Gulf Coast went on to win that series. So big rivalry coming up for that one. You can catch it right here on CCHN, local broadcast time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And Reagan Cleese will have the call for you there, alongside a presumed yet to be named color commentator, but I feel like Parker Morrison may have something to say with that one.
Well, we'll have to see on that one. It's always good to commentate with Reagan. Great guy. Reagan, if you're listening, like Devin said, missing you out here in the stands.
Clearing attempt blocked from Jay Nadu. This one attacking now with it is Nathan Bottles, and all over the attacking zone, has yet to find a goal in this game. Is on a 3-game goal streak currently with Keelan Baker, and looking for more. Backdoor! Jay Nadu tried the one-timer off a beautiful feed from Porzonik to get through bodies in front, and Nadu just couldn't connect on the one-timer. Comes all the way back to CMU's end now. Picked up by Wayne Tame in his own end. He'll move out with it. Lost the puck freely. Comes to Julian Johnson in the left circle. Johnson waits. Sent wide by a Cleary defender who pushed him into the boards. That was Zach Ekus getting back. And it allows the puck to streak all the way from the Central Michigan bench back to Sam Camara. Camara moves with it. Cycles the puck over to Charlie Hayes. Trying to move it to Hayden Flynn. It was knocked off. Blocked by Zach Ekus' body, and it's still caught up in the blue line. Now the Chippewas possess it. Connor Morgan turned the puck over, came back to Sam Camara. Camara chipped this one off the near side boards in front of the ACHA official. Now moving back in his own end, Connor Morgan. Tape pass for Brandon Clements. He'll go back to Morgan over the blue line. The Chippewas get it out. This one comes for Hayden Flynn. Back the other way comes Quinn O'Connor. O'Connor to the backhand. Shot from the high slot. Saved by Lauren Jones easily. And he makes another impressive stop as Jones has seen some good looks in this game. Cleary has really impressed myself, and I'm sure in your eyes, Parker, with how many shots they've gotten on Jones.
We take a look and we kind of see the momentum coming from the Calvin game. We didn't really expect for the Cleary offense to be this powerful, yet they have proved us wrong time and time again as they're able to get shots off.
Not only 1 goal in his first 3 minutes in the opening season, but afterwards was steady in net, and so far looking steady here against Cleary University. We'll need to keep it up, however, as here they come, transition over the red line. Nice pick up there by Andrew Siraki to move it back into the attacking zone after a loose puck was turned over. Now he'll be edged off the board by Zach Ekus. He'll move it out for a Cleary defender. Still not loose now. It is all the way to the other end and allows Cleary to get a fresh body on the ice. Just one coming out, and it'll send Ekus back up there. Drop pass intended for Brady Meyer. Settled back down by Nick LaRose, the defenseman pairing up there. And a long stretch pass missed by Quinn O'Connor that comes back to CMU zone. Andrew Siraki will pick it up. He moves it over to Nathan Bottles, over his own high slot end, through the red line, all the way back down to the other end. Jay Nadeau hounds Noel Swarney for the puck. Sarney moves it up there for Brady Meyer, who missed on the tape pass. Siraki gets it to Baker at center. Through the blue line. Here come the Chips on the attack. Cleveland Baker at the left wing. Shot on net, and that one easily blocked by the body of Ramsey, who whistled it down with 1:57 to go in this second period.
TJ Ramsey has not seen nearly as much action as the Chippewas have been mainly on the opposing side, playing a lot more defense for Lauren Jones this period. However, they're hoping to get something going here to get more on the offensive side.
Unofficially has saved 32 of 35 so far here tonight. Has looked impressive, especially in that first period. We talked about the rebound troubles, but he's looked steady enough to keep this one to a 2-goal deficit here, as that one was loose in front there. Porzanic tried to jam away at it, and Julian Johnson sent a puck in front that was just missed by Connor Morgan on the one-timer. Look out, breakaway coming up here for the Cougars. Backhander shot, saved there by Lauren Jones by the blocker pad, and he made that one look impressive as a streaking forward moved in with it. Now in transition, Julian Johnson has Connor Morgan with him in front for Morgan, and he couldn't find the puck, and it went through the wickets of his skates. Now through center, Trevor Crow trying to move it, and that one was blocked away by Baker. On the attack, shot! That one went wide, blocker side. Glove side, rather. And Baker, who has on a 3-game goal streak, trying to keep that up here for 4 with 1:03 to go in this second period. Central Michigan on top of the Cougars after Andrew Siraki and Connor Morgan's goals early in the second. Here's Nathan Bottles, the transfer from Arcadia University. He'll streak in with it. Centering feed in front intended for Baker, missed. And here come in transition the Cougars. 3-on-2 developing here. Shot on net. Saved by Lauren Jones. Initial rebound cleared away. And that one was picked up by Sam Camara. Quickly now, both teams transitioning end to end here, joining the rush. Camara waits there with Bottles. He'll take a shot on net. Sticked away there by Ramsey, and this one comes free. Jay Nadeau kept it in the zone now. Nadeau to the backhand, backhand shot. Saved near side. Tried to streak around with it and couldn't find an opening seam. He'll send it in front there. Backdoor for Bottles, not sent in front, and that one was cleared away. Now to the red line. An opportunity for the Chips on the back door. Bottles looking for the one-timer from Nadeau and just couldn't collect himself to get the shot off. 6 seconds left in the second period. Central will hold in their own end, and that'll do it for the second period. Central in the final minute and 30 of this second frame with an excellent opportunity to put themselves up by 3 and can't close as Ramsey comes up big for them as well as their defensemen. We'll step aside and take a break and come back with this second intermission report presented by SandwichSiceHockey.com. Stay with us. You're watching Central Michigan and Cleary University live on CCHN. Back inside Martin Ice Arena for the second intermission report presented by CMHIceHockey.com. Devin Serra calling alongside Parker Morrison for this first of the 2 weekend series matchups between Central Michigan and Cleary. Central right now on top 3-1 after 2 frames off of goals from Andrew Porzonic early in the first, was answered by Zach Ikas of Cleary late, and then all Chippewas in the second period. It was Andrew Siraki picking up the loose change in front off of a feed from Porzonic, who has a goal and assist in this one, and then Connor Morgan went bar down in the middle part of the second frame to put the Chips up 3-1. So overall, a better period for the Chippewas. They looked a lot more connected, especially in the attacking zone than they did that first period. Have been a little bit sloppy when it comes to playing in the neutral zone and not joining the rush as far as turnovers go. And it's allowed Cleary to get some breakout attempts, and Lauren Jones has looked phenomenal, saving 3 breakaway chances for the Cleary Cougars in this second period. Unofficial shots 35-19 in favor of Central Michigan. TJ Ramsey for Cleary has put up an excellent showing, saving 32 of 35 unofficially, as we mentioned. Penalties in this one, 5 so far on the board. 3 for Cleary University, 2 for CMU. CMU 1 for 3 on the power play tonight. Cleary 0 for 2. And Cleary leads in the hitting category as well as penalty minutes. So it's been a pretty even affair as far as scoring goes in this one. In all scoring categories, Cleary has played a lot better than they did last weekend against Calvin University when they were routed 9-0 and 6-1. And notable forwards from that were number 13 Quinn O'Connor and Zach Ikas, who had a tape-to-tape power play goal negated due to a high stick. So Ikas' goal was negated. Looked for a second of the night from a backdoor feed from O'Connor, and it keeps this game at 3-1 in favor of Central Michigan. And the big story has to be, as we mentioned, this goaltender battle. Lauren Jones had a save earlier this season against Ferris State, winning 4-1. Only allowed 1 goal in that game on the first shot, and this one he's looked marvelous, as we mentioned. This will be a story that we will follow all throughout this year until a starting goaltender is named for this Central Michigan group. But as it stands right now, CMU on top 3-1 over Cleary University through 2 frames. We'll be back in a moment for third period action as Central looks to close this one out. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're Welcome back to Martin Ice Arena. Central Michigan on top of Cleary University 3-1 after goals scored by Andrew Porzondik, Andrew Siraki, and Connor Morgan leave us there. Zach Ekus has the lone goal for the Cleary Cougars through the second period. Central has looked phenomenal through 2 periods, outshooting 35-19, but Cleary has come on strong when they've needed to, having a couple breakaway chances that Lauren Jones has seen well all night for the Chips. Face off to center ice. Jay Nadeau picks it up from left to right. Central Michigan in their maroon and gold trim. To the right are Cleary Cougars. And they're yellow, rather blue, navy blue and cherry red trim. You know, I'm mixing up the color schemes here today. I mean, what's that called? Looking like, what's that disease called when you can't see on? Colors.
Colorblind.
Exactly. Yeah.
There you go.
Why was that so hard to think of?
I don't
Thanks,
know.
Parker.
It's all
Man,
good.
if you're Reagan right now, you'd be making fun of me until Timbuktu. I don't even
I'm
know.
a freshman. I can't do that just yet.
No, come on. There's no hierarchy here, clearly, right? Nonetheless, the Chippewas go on the attack to the right. Keelan Baker back to center ice. Looked for a feed in front intended for Nathan Bottles, and not successful. You know, Bottles has had a couple of opportunities tonight in front of the net, down low, banging away at it, and he hasn't necessarily connected well with his other forwards.
No, he hasn't. Nothing on the score sheet for him yet. Hasn't got one in. However, he has been pushing hard on the offensive end, making plays, making stops for his team.
There's another one there. Great glove save by TJ Ramsey. He had to move across his body after Bottles shot it off balance from the left circle, trying to rim it past the glove side. Ramsey saw it the whole way and makes the stop. Who's looked phenomenal. Once we mentioned, had 63 saves in the 6-1 loss against Calvin last Saturday afternoon. And right now, keeping this one at 3-1, keeping his team in it. Here's a one-on-one here, intended for Connor Morgan. Has a goal earlier in this one and looking for another. Drop pass for Brandon Clements in front and just missed him down low in the slot. It comes free to the near side half wall, to the corner now. Back to the blue line. Clements stepped up to a shot that was knuckleballed and rimmed wide, well wide. And now goes back to his own end to retrieve it. It'll be whistled and icing. And a stoppage of play at 18:09. Back to the attacking zone.
Devin, what are you hoping for the Central Michigan forwards to achieve in this period if they want to extend their lead?
Well, you think about at the top of the show, we talked about the 3 injured forwards, Isaac Gibbs, Ben Rychuk, and Keegan Moore. Really what's had to happen is they've had to shuffle 3 lines in and out of the lineup with the extra skater Tyler Martin. What I would love to see out of this group now, where you have control of a game like this, although the score is close, is get that 3rd line involved. I'd like to see Luke Wild, Hayden Flynn get more ice time. Julian Johnson, he's played on that 3rd line with Rychuk and Moore, and he's now having to move across and adapt to another line. So a shot there by Bottles went off the right blocker side of Ramsey, but more players getting on some ice time here. Nathan Bottles, Jay Nadeau have had a lot of time tonight. Nadeau hasn't been able to connect, but he's got an opportunity here. To the low slot. Rebound shot from Baker. Saved not once, but twice by Ramsey. Didn't pick up the rebound, so the puck came loose to the near side half wall. Once again to the slot. Bottles. Another try. And glove save there again by Ramsey. 3 marvelous saves from the Cleary goaltender.
Ramsey, a scoring streak, or a saving streak right there. Done a beautiful job this entire game of being able to put a stop to the Central fast breaks and the quick stops right next to the net. Except he does have to work on those bounce stops. He'll get to that eventually, however.
The reason what we say beautiful is he's had to move not once but twice across of his body on multiple rebounds. And when you have to do that as a goaltender, our own Reagan Cleves would know it is very difficult to track that puck. That one, the shot set on net. Another rebound comes free. Now picked up behind the net by Tyler Martin. He'll skate around with it and lost it to a Cleary defender who poked it away. Kept in at the blue line by Christopher Martin. He'll send this one deep to the other side of the ice. Picked up here by Hayden Flint now. He'll move back into the zone with it. Back down low, he'll send it. Luke Wild chases it after it, and Cleary has time to reset. Or rather, they didn't, because Wild pounded on the puck behind the net when he could. He got it back to the blue line for Martin, who gets a shot on net, and no rebound will come forth this time. And we could have more right here as Wild was tripped over the stick of TJ Ramsey.
Yeah.
That's going to cause some feathers. The Cleary bench is loud right now. They are not happy with Luke Wild.
You heard it from both sides. The second it happened, you could hear the Central bench start chanting a little bit there. But, I don't think it was intentional by TJ Ramsey.
Wild coming off the bench, applauded by his head coaching staff, Austin Whaley, the former player who now mans the offensive units for this team. Proud of his effort. Head coach Tyler Cataline in his 5th season behind the bench for the Chippewas. Spent a couple of years traveling around, worked for the ACHA. Stretch feed pass, set in front there for Connor Morgan. Nobody home, couldn't get to the puck in time to get the loose change up. Now here comes Zach Ickes, has the only goal for Cleary in this one. Shot on net for the place he scored from the right circle, and that one well wide of the blocker side of Jones. In transition, the puck squirts all the way back to the blue line of the opposite end. This one rounded up by a Cleary defender, lost the puck initially, and Connor Morgan was able to pounce on it. To the near side half wall, drop pass for Clements. He'll take a shot from Rockstar angle, and that one went off a body and wide to the other end. This one, cross ice feed for Clements, who'll pick it back up at the blue line. They'll cycle the puck with it. Didn't get enough on it to knuckleball it to Siraki, and but loose puck, Bottles took it away. Deked one defender, couldn't get around a second, and allows Cleary to reset and get up the ice for a change of bodies and a change in transition. So Charlie Hayes quickly now tries to attack back into the zone. Sends it up there for Bottles, who will chase in deep for it. Cleary moves with it. Sends it back out to the red line, and chasing it back for it is Andrew Siraki. He'll tag up with the captain, Charlie Hayes, in his own end. They'll go for it, tag once, twice, and lost it on the third attempt. Here it's picked up by Logan Porter of Cleary. Lost the puck, fell to his knees after he lost an edge, and dropped it there for Nick LaRoe. Shot on net. That one's under Jones, loose. He went to the butterfly to try and save it and didn't know where it was initially, but he gets the whistle at 14:48 to get us a stop and a whistle in his own end.
It almost looked at that as that went in for a second, but Jones ended up getting the stop there, making sure that the 3-1 lead stays solid for the Chippewas.
Lauren Jones, the second-year goaltender out of Fenton, Michigan, played only one game last season for the Chippewas and pitched a shutout against University of Michigan Flint. Played a win and a save against Ferris State during the season opener and has looked solid so far in his second appearance, trying to bid for that starting job in net behind the retired Thomas Rofe. Now here comes Cleary the other way. In transition, lost the puck initially, picked it back up, drop pass from Trent O'Connor from his defenseman, unsuccessful. They'll have to chase after it in the near side corner. Now they'll cycle with it. Christopher Martin there to whack away at it. It'll stay inside the Chippewa zone on the attack, but Cleary stayed well wide of the net. Chippewas doing a good job keeping them to the outside, now allowing them to get the puck anywhere towards the middle and allow a shot on Jones as a high stick is called, and that's going to give us a whistle inside the Chip zone. It's called on Christopher Martin, so that'll get us a face-off draw to the near side circle. 14:05 to go in the third period. Central on top 3-1. Devin Serra alongside Parker Morrison inside the broadcast stand here at Martin Ice Arena. The shivering Martin Ice Arena. And Parker, you actually didn't bring a jacket to this game. I have to ask, how have you been getting acclimated, man? How are your toes feeling?
My toes are actually just fine.
Luke Wild! That one just went wide the blocker side, and Cleary's able to settle this one down after Hayden Flynn sent back deep into the zone, trying to retrieve it. Back up top for Ritter. A shot on net. The Chippewas not allowing us to talk about the cold rink that is Martin Ice Arena and how we need hand warmers in our shoes to stay warm. Here's now moving up with it, Wild to the near side half wall. Back to the blue line for Porzonic. Up top to Ritter. Takes a shot. That one blocked in front by his own player. Knocked off the board. Hard in goes Luke Wild. He took a check from a defender that went all the way to the half wall, where he skated and sat on the ice for a minute. He's back up now, comes off the ice, gingerly sits on the bench. That was a tough hit by Luke Wild, but he gets back up quickly. Here's Brendan Clements, the freshman defenseman, trying to get it on net, and that one was blocked off a blade defenseman. Here's Noel Snarney for the Cleary Cougars, moving it out. He'll get it up the wing there for Zach Ickes, who'll move it out and just dump and change as they get fresh bodies on the ice. 12:55 left to go in a 3-1 hockey game. Central has led all the way except the tie late in the first period. They have had the momentum, the advantage, the shots, everything in this game except continuing their advantage in this third period. 12:40 to play. Here's Cleary over the line. Zach Ickes, the lone goal scorer for them, takes a check on Clements hard, and the fans here love that one on the Cleary side of the ice. Brandon Clements now has to get up gingerly and drop it there for Camara. It's still loose inside the trapezoid of the central zone. Cleary on the attack. Clapper from the top of the dots. That one went off the face mask of Camara, and it was settled there for Connor Morgan, who clears it the length of the ice and allows Central Michigan to change. 12-10 left in this third period. Here's moving up with it, Nick LaRose over the blue line. Skates wide with it to the right circle. Defended well there by Nathan Bottles. The two-way forward doing a good job on both sides of the ice all night. Has not gotten the scoring sheet yet, but without effort, not easily negated. Here's Jay Nadeau. Tip the puck to Keelan Baker. They fell to the ice with an offender, LaRose, and he dropped it there for Bottles. Here's Nathan Bottles into the attacking zone, over the blue line to the right circle, steep to the net, goes hard, shot, and that one just wide past the glove side. Moving hard in is Porzondik now, picks up a loose puck, down low, shot, blocker side, save once again by TJ Ramsey. Two phenomenal saves from the Cleary goaltender. To the near side half wall, Andrew Siraki picks up the loose change, transition, puck lost by him. Wayne Timon now. Missed on the initial shot, blocked off well hard to the boards by Jay Nadeau. Timon, the only goal scorer for Cleary in the entire weekend series against Calvin last week, has been quiet all night except that point. Now a clapper from the top of the blue line there by Trevor Crow, and it went well wide the blocker side of Jones. Another one that went wide, missed to the near side half wall. The Chips clear it out. Here's Bottles up the way to Siraki, the forward defenseman from Northville, Michigan. Moved back for the injured Braden Keel earlier this season, has been there ever since. Here's Cleary now in transition. A couple of back and forth plays here for both squads as they get fresh bodies on the ice. Nicely defended there by Connor Morgan, but he got it back. Cleary shot on net, saved by Jones, and he picks up the rebound from Wayne Timon. After he looked for it in the high slot, Jones saw it the whole way and gloves this one down for a whistle at 10:31 to go in this third period. Both goaltenders stepping up huge, Parker.
Really are. Lauren Jones and TJ Ramsey both playing at the top of their game. TJ Ramsey, gotta give credit where credit is due, had two amazing saves just a few minutes ago, which easily, if anyone else was in goal, could have caused two Chippewa goals to extend the lead. However, with TJ Ramsey being so good in the net this far, he's been able to save all of the Chippewas' attempts this
Face-off came to the near side circle in the Chips zone. It was won by the Cougars as Luke Wild lost the draw to O'Connor, but O'Connor couldn't keep it in the attacking zone as the Chips cleared out the way. The third line back out there going to work as it's Hayden Flynn, Luke Wild, and Tyler Martin out there, the extra skater. Chippewas running three lines tonight after the notable forwards Isaac Gibbs and Keegan Moore were out of the lineup. Ben Rychuk gone. The fourth-year player has been an excellent enforcer, we should say, one of the assistant captains all year. The penalty leader for the Chips this season and last. Out of the lineup tonight, but here's Cleary. Look out, shot on net to the backhand. That one was saved by the foot of Luke Wild as it never got to Jones. Rebound try in front, and Jones saw that one all the way to whistle it down. Three consecutive shots there by Cleary. Wayne Timon took two of them initially. Luke Wild came back to block it with his left skate. They found the loose puck in the rebound. Cleary got a shot to Lauren Jones, and he just found it the way with the glove side. That's impressive because he stayed so poised in the crease to not overextend his glove side.
That is one of the things we talked about in the keys for the Chippewas to win this game is the defensive marksmanship to help out Lauren Jones in the goal, and that's exactly what they've been doing this past minute.
So 9:30 to go. Cleary on the attack once again after the faceoff. Great block in the blue line from Keelan Baker. It forces them to reset, and a turnover potential here. Nathan Bottles gets high sticked in the face. No call on that one, and the Cleary Cougars will allow to reset there. Playing tag up with it is Brady Meyer and Nick LaRose, the two defensemen. They'll send this one into the attacking zone of the Chips. And icing was negated by the officials as Keelan Baker picks up the change at the far side half wall. Cleary turned the puck over, and they now come on the attack, or they attempted to, and Brady Meyer was hounded off the puck by Nadeau. Now up the wing, Clements will send this puck through to center. Intercepted there by Logan Porter, and in transition in stride, Bottles on a 1-on-2. fights off defenders, gets into Clements, to the high slot, the left circle now, down low, waits on the shot, goes back to the blue line. Here's Sam Camara, shot on net, tipped in front, that one turned wide to the low slot area. Cleary now back on the attack, missed on the touch pass intended for O'Connor from Ekus, and it allows Camara to dump the puck back into their zone. So a little bit of center ice play in favor of the Chips their way. Cleary has had opportunities but not able to capitalize. Shot there from Connor Morgan looking for his second of the night, and just got negated there by Ramsey with the left pad. Here's another try there from Siraki at the high slot. That one never got through to Ramsey as it was blocked in front. Back down low here for Trevor Crow. He'll pick this one up, ream it around the end boards, and it comes all the way to Siraki, who picks it up at center ice and sends it back for Charlie Hayes. Hayes defended well there by Austin Schimmel for Cleary, and he'll send it to center once again. Up the right wing, crosses ice. Julian Johnson missed on a stretch pass for Tyler Martin as he chases it after it into the attacking zone. Behind the end boards, Cleary trying to get it out of their own end. To the blue line. Missed pass intended there for Paxton Cowan. He has to reset with it over the Chippewa blue line. And this one now he'll skate wide with it under. Into the attacking zone again. Cleary sets up at the blue line. Back down low there, trying to cycle the puck. Charlie Hayes got there to negate that attack, and he'll send it there for Siraki. He'll get it out to center. Here's Tyler Martin, dumps the puck in. The Chippewas will get fresh bodies out on the ice. It'll be the third line coming back out. Luke Wild chases it after. Andrew Miller, the extra skater, and Keelan Baker, the captain for the Chips, sends it once again all the way to the stick of Ramsey, the goaltender, who gloves this one down, but keeps it free and loose in play. Keep it in motion. Cleary has to reset. Through center. Up the left wing. Here comes quickly Wayne Timon. Timon trying to go through the legs of Christopher Martin. He set him down hard to the ice and said no sir on any sort of attack to the goaltender Jones. And we're going to get a call here on Christopher Martin. Oh, I don't believe so on this one. He skated it hard on Paxton Cowan, who he sent hard to the ice. Cowan got back up in frustration. It looks like we're going to stay 5-on-5 here. I thought there might have been a call coming there, but it's actually going to be on Cowan. My guess would be interference. We'll have an official scorer stand announcement here in just a moment with 6:34 to go in this third period. 2 minutes on the board. Central goes to their fourth power play of the night. They are 1 for 3 so far. The lone power play goal came from Connor Morgan late in the second period and allows them to go 5-on-4. Here's the attack for the Chips. Back at the point, it's Connor Morgan. Has one tonight, looking for another. Tags up with Andrew Porzonic at the right circle. Tees one up, and that one was blocked off the right knee of the defender, Austin Schimmel. Now back down low here. Paxton Cowan for Cleary works with it. Lost the puck, however, and allowed the Chippewas to get it back. Here's Camara at the blue line. Cross ice there. Shot on net. Rebound. Save. And the Cleary will attempt to send this one all the way to Jones, which is successful. Camara has to go back to retrieve it. Porzonic in stride with him. Morgan will tag up on the right wing. And through center, and here comes Camara to the left wing. Porzonic over the red line, over the blue line now. The left circle, drop pass there for Siraki. Down low for Johnson. It's still loose in front. Rebound, and that one never got to a Chippewa to fire it home. And Cleary clears it the length of the ice with 1 minute to go in the power play. A dangerous opportunity.
Absolutely. Central really trying to get something going on this power play to conclude this game, extending the lead up by 3 just to shut this Cleary team down.
Central wants to send their fans home happy. They haven't been beaten on home ice so far this season, and not since Michigan last year during the month of November. Here's a shot on net to the backhand, and that one just turned wide. Christopher Martin attempted it, and it reamed all the way around the near side end boards to Lauren Jones. 28 seconds to go in this power play. 5 minutes to go. Presented by SeaWitchIceHockey.com. Central leading 3-1 on top of Cleary. Looking to close out the first of this 2-game weekend series in a winning fashion. Nathan Bottles to the left circle. Up top for Martin. He'll leave it there for Hayes. Down low, in front for Nadu. Shot, rebound, save, and Ramsey scoops that up. Does not allow Bottles to get the second effort there, and they'll stop this one down with 4:41, 8 seconds to go in the power play. We'll get a whistle. Tyler Martin, Austin Whaley looking to motion his forwards. The assistant coach, former player, Tyler Koth. The other assistant coach manning the defensive pairings. And head coach Tyler Cataline looking to build on his team's momentum from not only a week ago, but in this one as a puck is nearly rifled into the scorer's stand. Thank goodness for protective glass because that one was a rocket into the bench. It negates a 1 second penalty time kill-off. And because it was shot in from the Cleary zone by a defender, it will come back to their own zone. So at the left circle now, in the attacking zone, here's Nathan Bottles. Face off, won by the Chips, shot on net by Baker, turned aside wide. Back up top, Cleary sends it out of the ice, and they will negate the power play. So Chippewas go 1 for 4 so far on the night with 4:24 left. A couple of great looks in that power play, especially in the first 30 seconds. They just couldn't bang home the rebounds when they needed to.
Absolutely. They've been 3 for 10 on the season so far for power plays, and they just haven't been able to get anything going this game either. They're really hoping for another goal here to shut this Cleary team down for good, sending the fans home with what they wanted to see.
Shots now 51-24 in favor of Central Michigan. 6 of those came in just the last 3.5 minutes alone. And you have to wonder if TJ Ramsey is going to be bought a chicken parm dinner. I'm going to refrain myself from saying steak dinner. Homage to Reagan, as our broadcast commentary team knows. But an excellent, no matter what the score is, you can say an excellent outing for TJ Ramsey, and one that Cleary fans can be happy about is their netminder's effort.
Absolutely. No matter the score, TJ Ramsey has to be happy with himself as he has saved countless pucks after pucks.
Cleary tried to get on the attack. Logan Porter tried to move over the right circle. It's negated there by Andrew Porzonik in front of his own bench, and he'll go off for a change. 3:30 left to go in this third period of play. Lauren Jones took a bouncer from Quinn O'Connor's shot and gloved this one for the whistle. It allows them to send this one back to their own zone. Central still on top with the 2-goal lead. And Parker, you have to wonder if at some point Cleary's thinking about pulling that goaltender on the other side of the ice. Getting close here in a 2-goal game, you need something now.
You really need to get something moving. They need the momentum on their side with 3:25 left. They've got to get started.
We'll watch for the empty net, but for now it's still 5-on-5 in Central's own zone. Face-off was won by the Chiefs. Christopher Martin attempted a stretch pass for Keelan Baker. Just missed it by a nose hair, and it went all the way to the end boards. But the icing was negated because the Chippewas won the race. Now they try to set up with it. Baker is hounded by 2 defenders. Reams this one on the cycle to the near side corner. Still in the attacking zone, the Chips have it. Jay Nadeau tries to help his partner Bottles, and it comes back to the blue line now. Not able to be kept in by the Chips. Christopher Martin was there and dumped back in by Baker. Will be left there for Zach Eakes of Cleary to set up. They missed Q on a pass out of the red line, and it forces the puck all the way to Jones, and a whistle was called for Baker getting back to the icing. So another face-off circle, and that has to be demoralizing because Cleary has not been able to set themselves up for the last 4 minutes now in the attacking zone without a shot really for unofficially 4.5 minutes.
Exactly. With 2:39 left, you're most likely going to start to see an open net as soon as Cleary can get the puck on the offensive side.
Just as much as the forecheck is good defense, CMU has held off Cleary's attacks well whenever they've come in this third period. A rockstar angle shot from the bottom of the left circle by Ritter went wide into the net. No shocker there. But Lauren Jones skates out of his own net. We talk about goaltender battles, right? How much of the story was coming in, can Lauren Jones hold his own against a team that has more firepower than we expect? He's done a phenomenal job, saving 23 of 24 on the night. Looking to pitch another win here, only allowing 1 goal so far in this one with 2:25 to play. Face-off came back in front of the Cleary bench. It was won by Nathan Bottles, who goes 1-on-4 and gets this puck to Jay Nadeau somehow. Chippewas able to cycle this puck well. Nathan Bottles, the transfer from Arcadia University, has played great. In front of the net, trying to feed it in front for Porzonik, and he missed on the one-timer. Now this one cleared out of the zone by Cleary. Over the red line, 2-on-1 developing here. They'll skate wide with that. One is Landon Horetsky. Horetsky knocked off the puck hard to the floor, and Porzonic gets the whistle for the hit. The bench loved that one, but they're going to call it a whistle. And I believe it's going to be roughing on Andrew Porzonic. No. So Porzonic makes the hit on Horetsky. He knocked him down at the far side half wall after Horetsky tried to dump this puck down to the end boards of CMU's end. And they called that a they called that a penalty. So with 1:51 to go, that means the remainder of this hockey game, unless we go to overtime,
it's going to be put on Central's penalty kill. Yep, Central's going to be put on the penalty kill, and they have 14 of 15 coming into this game, which means that they have done an immense job on the defensive end when one or more has been in the penalty box. So they're going to hope to do the same here to help Lauren Jones in goal.
And they're going to call a timeout, actually, and step away for a second. Lauren Jones, as you mentioned, in front of a excellent penalty kill group that has only allowed 95 or has killed off 95% of what they've seen. That's good enough for third in the ACHA officially coming into tonight. Bearing against some lackluster offensive teams. Ferris State had a pretty good showing in the first period of their game, but afterwards the Chippewas dominated that. Lake Superior State was all CMU, winning 13-2 and 5-0.
An absolute blowout.
But Cleary has been the surprise. We've seen all over the ice tonight Zach Ekis and Quinn O'Connor connect for great opportunities and have forced Lauren Jones to be excellent. The penalty kill group has looked solid. Going now, which will be the third power play of the night for Cleary, have stopped all of it 2 for 2. So you think about what we talked about in the pregame show. Can the defensive core stick up for their goaltender and play well? Even with the injured Braden Keelb and Kyle Chapman, they've done that so far tonight. They've cleared pucks away, kept them to the outside when they've needed to. Parker, what stands out most to you, though? And if you're Coach Tyler Cataline, what are you telling your defense right now?
I'm telling them to stay closer to the net. As we've seen, the loose pucks have been detrimental for both teams here, as almost all goals for CMU, besides one, have been from loose pucks, and Cleary's goal as well. So we're really hoping to make sure that CMU and the Chippewas can hold their own on defense. If you give Cleary a goal here, you are going to give them the momentum, and that is not what you want with 1:51 left. Power
play for Cleary coming up in the final 149 minutes. The goaltender has been pulled for Cleary. TJ Ramsey to the bench. That'll give Cleary a 6-on-4 to finish out this power play. They need 2, though, to get even with the Chippewas and send this to overtime. So a lot of scoring has to come in an instant for them. They cycle the puck up top of the blue line here. Now moving with it is Quinn O'Connor. Near side half wall. Back up top to Trevor Crow. Back down to O'Connor. O'Connor skates to the left circle. Behind the net, he'll wait for it with Horetsky. Back up top to Crow. Still not a shot on net. That one was blocked in front by Siraki. Cleared away and kept up in the blue line after Cleveland Baker failed on the clearing attempt. Now a shot in front. Rebound, and that one was handled by Cleary, but never got a second shot away. Now here's Cowan with a shot. Blocked in front off the foot of Siraki. Up top, once again to the blue line. Shot on net, they score! Tipped in front of the goal after the shot attempt came from Noel Snardy. On the power play, Cleary gets within 1 with 1 left to go in the game.
Central was doing an amazing job of staying closer to the net, being able to bring out the defensive stops to help Lauren Jones. However, with it off Lauren's pad and bouncing straight into the net, it was just an unfortunate matchup for the Chippewas, giving Cleary a little bit more momentum, which is, if you're the team of the Cougars, exactly what you're looking for with exactly a minute left.
Well, not what you looked for, what you needed, nonetheless. Needing
Absolutely.
2 goals in the final minute. Number 24, unnamed for them, scoring on that one off the tip of the shot attempt by Crow at the blue line. And for Cleary, that keeps him in it now with 47 seconds to go in the third period. Face-off was won by Cleary. Back to their own end. Here's Jay Nadu with it.
If you're Central, you're just trying to hold them off at this point.
35 seconds to go. Central on the forecheck, trying to close this one out in Martin Ice Arena. Allowing a power play goal late in this one from CMU's penalty assessed to Andrew Porzonic. Trying to hold off on the attack. The best defense offense as they have this one. Andrew Porzonic took a shot on net, and Charlie Hayes came down low to help out. But but the puck was saved up by Ramsey. 20 seconds to go in the hockey game. Central leads 3-2 after Connor Morgan and Andrew Siraki scored in the second period. It was opened up by Porzonik to score the first goal of the game. Zach Ekus had the only other goal for Cleary in this one in the first late. And then it was Austin Schimmel scoring for Cleary with 1 minute to go off of a tip in front. So now, once again, a timeout is called by, this time, the Chippewa bench. Wanted to talk about their personnel. Make sure nobody stands where they're not supposed to. Great positioning will be needed by the Chips. Unofficially, the shots in this one have been all in favor of CMU. Roughly now, we're looking 54-25 in favor of CMU, which, if you are a Cleary fan and you've seen TJ Ramsey's performance tonight, you've probably galled over the fact that he's only allowed 3 in this one. But nonetheless, the Chips at home, the first game of this weekend series, need to close this one out.
Absolutely. If you're a Cougars fan, you are just trying to get that last 20-second goal in, and you're trying to get as much players down to the offensive end as possible, making sure that Central can't have any momentum. You need to keep the puck on your side.
Well, they're going to have to do a lot of work because the faceoff will come back to Cleary's zone after Ramsey scooped the puck up from Hayes' pressure. So this one now to the right circle with 20 to go. Central on top, 3-2, trying to close this one out. Jay Nadu will be the one to take the draw. He wins it. Porzani gets a quick shot off, and that one was blocked in front by Noel Snardy. 14 seconds to go. Cleary will have one more rush attack to get up the ice. Christopher Martin sends it the length of the way to the end board. Shot on net by Nadu, but they killed off the time. 3 seconds left through the red line. They miss a pass, and Central Michigan holds off in the final minute after allowing a power play goal to get the victory. Lauren Jones pitches his second victory of the season, only allowing 2 and 1 late in the third. The Chippewas hold on and take the win here in the first game of this weekend series.
And if you're the Chippewas fans, you have to be happy with the last bit of defense played in that minute, holding off the Cougars to a tie game.
They never allowed them to get past the red line. A stretch pass was attempted to Ekus all the way from Wayne Timon at his own blue line, but it just missed off the skate blade, allowed Christopher Martin to send it the length of the ice and seal the deal for CMU. After they had to hold off late from Cleary's rally, they take the victory in this one. A scare, and you have to be impressed by Cleary's effort in this one after getting rounded by Calvin University last week. 9-0 and 6-1. Come back in their third ever game as a program and lose only by 1 here to these Chippewas, who improved to 4-0 on the season. We'll step aside and be back for our post-game show presented by CMHIceHockey.com. Central Michigan holds off Cleary to win once again on home ice and take the first of this 2-game weekend series. 3-2 the final here from Martin Ice Arena. Stay put. We'll be back here for more hockey action on CCHN. Back inside Martin Ice Arena for the post-game show presented by CMHIceHockey.com. Central Michigan holds off Cleary University to win the first of this two-game weekend series, 3-2. They had a great start to the hockey game in the first period, scoring the opening goal from Andrew Porzondik, who would go unassisted to put them up 1-0. As CMU dominated the first period for the first 18 minutes, dominating in shots, ice time, and the power play, notably, killing off two early penalties from Cleary University, slashing and interference. But it would be Zach Ekis with 1:55 to go in the first, tying the hockey game up. It would be his only goal of the night and his first as a Cleary University player. The second would open up the floodgates more so. Andrew Siraki would take a feed in front from Porzondik, who would give Porzondik the goal and assists for tonight and would bang it home. Connor Morgan had a beautiful bar-down goal from the bottom of the right circle to put him up 3-1. And through the third period, it was mostly quiet, Parker, but the goaltending stepped up. Lauren Jones stepped up to keep this one at a 3-1 game until the final minute.
He really did. Lauren Jones stepped up when his team needed him most. And in the past couple minutes, we saw him make a few saves that were key to them holding off the Cougars. He had a few loose puck shots that he wasn't able to control, but that doesn't matter when they win 3-2 just off of pure goal saving. And you've also got to give credit to TJ Ramsey on the other side, who had an immense amount of saves. I believe
52.
52, excuse me, on the night. Still, even getting over 50 is an impressive amount for the Cleary team. With the loss, he's got to be happy with himself. You can see this coming off of Calvin's game against him. He had an incredible amount of saves, and he continues to show his skill here tonight.
Final shots in this game total: CMU 55, Cleary 25. Central went 1 for 4 on the power play tonight. The lone power play goal came from Connor Morgan late in the second. And then finally, Cleary went 1 for 3 on the night, scoring late in the final minute of the third frame to nod the game up within one after they needed to pull the goaltender 6-on-4. They called a timeout, went 6-on-4, and it was tipped in front from Austin Schimmel to give Cleary the final goal on the night. CMU really was pressured hard by Cleary in the late stages of this one, and you have to think that an opponent playing in their first season as a new club with a lot of young players, you have to be impressed by how much the forward group stepped up and how much the attacking forwards Zach Ekis and Quinn O'Connor stepped up, notably.
Absolutely. Quinn O'Connor, one of the main reasons that they were able to continue holding a 2-0 lead. He had so many great attacks. He was able to get one great shot from the right circle there that wasn't able to go in. However, he was able to get that loose puck for a goal for his teammate. And for Lauren Jones, he was able to put a stop to most of the shots. However, he did let a few slide with the 3-2 win over Cleary.
Time to now recap our players to watch that were at the top of the show. We had Andrew Siraki, who would be the newly named defenseman back from the forward group. Has now 2 goals on the season. He scored his first against Lake Superior State in the first matchup and then got his second here tonight. Siraki, one of our players to watch for a reason. We knew he'd be that two-way defenseman, and he showed it here tonight.
Absolutely. And then you go over to Cleary. I've said it so many times. TJ Ramsey, just an immense performance here from our players to watch earlier on. However, Wayne Timon did not show as much spark as he did in the previous game against Calvin. We mainly had Quinn O'Connor coming from the Cleary team there that really stepped up. Keys to the game that we continue to look over for the Chippewas, not underestimating the brand new Cleary team at all. It looks like they did that in the first period just a little bit, and then they knew what they were working with and continued to pressure the momentum off of Cleary, and that goes to the second one, capitalizing on the mistakes of this young Cleary team, and they were able to do so in transition. Backing up your goaltender was the last key to the game for the Chippewas, and they did just that in the last minute, helping out Lauren Jones immensely, staying close to the net and not allowing anything that last minute of play.
Now time to look at our 3 stars of the game presented by the Hockey House Pod. You'd have to give the 3rd star to our goaltender we talked so much about, TJ Ramsey. Pitched a 52 save outing unofficially tonight for the Cougars. And for a goaltender that is pretty young, a freshman coming into a brand new squad program, played excellent, and we can't say enough about that group. If you're a Cleary fan, you've got a lot to look forward to in TJ Ramsey, who has kept not only Cleary in this game, but will in the future to come. Our 2nd star of the game has to go to none other than Andrew Porzondik. A goal and assist here tonight. Was all over the ice both ways. In transition, had a couple of breakaway chances that he didn't capitalize on, but looked phenomenal nonetheless. And our top star of the night has to go to the winning goal, Andrew Siraki, when he scored on the rebound from Porzondik's shot. Siraki, one of our players to watch, was phenomenal. So he gets the top star. The order will go Ramsey, Porzondik, and Siraki, our 3 stars tonight here, presented by the Hockey House Podcast. We'd like to remind you folks that we will not be broadcasting tomorrow's coverage of Cleary and Central Michigan. They are playing at the 140 Ice Den tomorrow in Howell, Michigan. Puck drop is scheduled for 7:30 p.m., but you can follow along on all of our social medias, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram stories for scoring updates. We once again want to apologize for the technical difficulties we succumbed to tonight here on the video side as well as the audio during the first period. We will be making sure these mistakes get cleared up, and our coverage of CCHN continues for all of Central Michigan hockey. As for the women's side of the ice, Central Michigan will take on Bowling Green next weekend, October 14th from Martin Ice Arena. Derek Steele and Matt Ryder unofficially will have the call in that one. You can tune in to that game at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:05 broadcast time, as always right here on the CCHN YouTube channel. And as for our final thoughts, I'd like to ask you, Parker. Your first game as a commentator, did an excellent job on the color with me tonight. You got to see a pretty good hockey game. Your overall assessment?
Absolutely. Coming into this, I didn't expect much from the Cleary team as they got pummeled by Calvin. However, I was looking at TJ Ramsey to step up here, and he definitely did. But so did the Cleary forwards, and that was just something that was a little jaw-dropping to me, showing how much attack, how much spark that they really had, especially at the end of the first quarter and a little bit at the end, the first period and a little bit at the end of the second period as well. But the Chippewas just did not give up the fight and continued to score and capitalize off of this young Cleary mistake, and in transition was just able to provide a better offensive end.
For our production cast crew, our cameraman Derek Steele, our producer Calvin Keys, myself, Devin Sarah, and Parker Morrison, Joe Lazier running the social media coordination, as well as Lucas running the photography for us here tonight. We'd like to remind you that this was a production of Moore Hall Television at Central Michigan University. We'd like to provide our thanks to them for the equipment here tonight. And that'll just about do it for us here from Martin Ice Arena. We'll be back next Friday as the Chippewas will take on, in 2 weeks' time, we should say, Florida Gulf Coast right here, the Division III men's team, October the 15th against the Florida Gulf Coast University Eagles in action from Martin Ice Arena at a 6:30 p.m. puck drop time. As for, once again, our production team, myself, Devin Sarah, and Parker Morrison, we would like to thank you for listening to this production of Central Michigan Hockey here on CCHN. Final score, Central Michigan 3, Cleary 2, as they round and knock off the Cougars to stay undefeated on the season. Thanks for listening, everybody, and have a wonderful night.